Buttigieg, the Secretary of Transportation, just absolutely destroyed numerous MAGA Republicans who called a hearing to speak on their proposed 2025 budget that largely turned into them just spreading misinformation to try to derail the manufacturing of electric vehicles, because Republicans just, they love allowing China to take over markets and giving up our global economic position to them. But Pete dismantled them with ease, proving once again that he's really good at what he does.
Is there a time that you will say, you know what, this is just too expensive. This is just too expensive. We want to rethink this policy. Is there ever a time that you're going to say that it's too expensive?
If you think this is expensive, wait till you find out how much oil and gas subsidies you've been supporting. Also, wait till you find out the economic impact that some economists have put at $15 million every hour or every day. Trillions of dollars every year from allowing the environmental conditions in this country and the planet to worsen.
Yeah, this was an amazing response, especially once you actually look at the numbers. Republicans are crying wolf about being fiscally responsible, which is something they never did when Trump added $8 trillion to the debt for billionaire tax cuts, by the way. But the Department of Transportation's entire budget, like their entire budget for everything, infrastructure, for transportation, things like that, not just electric vehicles, is $270 billion. Around $22 billion goes towards subsidies for electric vehicles, about $5 billion for charging stations for electric vehicles over the next decade, by the way. Oil and fuel subsidies are spending $7 trillion a year. It's quite literally not even comparable. We have no reason to give these. They don't prop up the industry. They just line rich people's pockets. And we have the infrastructure for green new energy anyway, yet we still spend $7 trillion a year lining the pockets of rich oil and gas executives, and Republicans don't say a peep about it. Mum's the word from MAGA on that. But now spending $22 billion in electric vehicle subsidies, huge problem.
The assertion that EV sales are going down, they are in fact going up.
Does that include the government sales or private sales?
Every single year.
Private sales or government sales,
have purchased
Mr. Secretary?
EVs. The entire market.
The government's forced to buy them, so sales are going up, but private sector.
There are private sales too, yeah.
I'd like those numbers.
Sure. 1.2 million EVs were sold in the U.S. in 2020.
How many government and how many private?
We'll get you that breakout, but as you know, more private citizens buy EVs than government purchases.
No, I don't.
Let me address the second factual mistake in your remarks, which was that EV costs are getting higher. They're in fact getting lower, and according to J.D. Power, have now reached parity or are slightly lower than the equivalent gas-powered car. That does include the subsidy. That's right. But the point is they are going lower.
But they're not, because we're all buying them.
Your statement that they are going up is incorrect. The third incorrect assertion you made is that sales dropped in Q1. They did not drop compared to Q1 of the previous year.
EV sales are projected by 2035 to make up 50% of the car market. If we give foothold up to China on this, we will never catch up. We'll be losing massively forever. EV sales are absolutely up from Q1 of last year. Sales continuously grow by the quarter, year over year, especially so under Biden. And in 2023, government agencies and their employees made up 9,500 EV purchases, while there were 1.6 million purchases in total, the fastest growing sector in car sales, and was up almost 2%.
You believe the electric vehicles being produced and subsidized by American taxpayers today are slavery-free, fair trade vehicles?
I should certainly hope that they are, and if there's any specific evidence of any violation of any provision to prevent forced and child labor of any product, any of the 159 products listed,
will you speak to our
we
friends
will
from
work
Congo
on that.
out
Now,
here?
what I would also
Will you
look,
speak to our friends in Congo out here in the atrium?
I'm just astonished that people who have shown zero interest in confronting forced or child labor on any of the other 158 products listed are suddenly terribly concerned about it on this one product, which we can actually do without that much cobalt.
This isn't just about unfair competition. This is about subsidizing child labor through American.
Then why didn't you vote for the provision to move it onto U.S. soil?
Republicans only feign to care about these issues when they can use it as a talking point. America has had more private investment in EV manufacturing than any other company, moving the cobalt mines here. Biden has passed multiple tax credits for companies that incentivize them to manufacture them here, to bring funding for companies to launch their manufacturing companies here rather than doing them overseas. And Republicans voted against those every single time, every step of the way. So they in no way wanted to actually get in front of this and try to stop the potential of this happening, which, by the way, way, it's not like it's a guarantee that we're sourcing from child labor. We actually take every precaution we can with anything we source to not use child labor. It's just on the list of potential or things that could be possible. But let's run through the list of other things that are potentially getting sent to us that we buy that are made with, that could be made with child labor, so we can see if Republicans have mentioned any of these, right? Alcoholic drinks, bananas, bricks, beef from cattle, cement, charcoal. I mean, focusing on this one thing while not mentioning any of these is nonsensical, and again, gives the game away. And as he said, materials in the EV that's on this list, which is cobalt, the US has significantly dropped the amount that they require for the manufacturing of these vehicles. They're working on phasing it out completely. And again, the US takes every measure it can to ethically source things when it does.